Matt, what do you feel like made the difference in those last 2 or 3 minutes?
I don't think it was much the difference in the last 2 or 3 minutes. I thought we had some good looks at the basket. We just didn't convert. For us, it was about that 10-minute stretch in the second half where we did good things and we missed layups and we missed free throws. I think if we could convert some of those and take care of business, those last 2 or 3 minutes, we're going to be in a different position. We're going to have a lead, and they're going to have to continue to play from behind. They were able to cut into that and make a good run against us when we were doing some pretty positive things, but we just weren't, we missed 2 front ends at 1-on-1. We get fouled on a 3-point shot. We make 1 of 3. We should have 7 points there and we have 1. And that's unfortunate, but we have to do a better job converting, and we have to do a better job of just making some plays. I thought we had some good drives. I thought Rayfeld Davis had a really good drive. He just didn't finish it. Octius made the good drive at the end, then he didn't make a good decision. He drew 2 or 3 people, very similar to what he did about 4 or 5 minutes before when he hit Haas for the dunk. He had to come to a jump stop and make the next play, and he just didn't. And we had a couple perimeter looks that just didn't go down.
How big, during that run, like midway through the second half, Ohio State, John was on the bench with some foul trouble, and there were a few turnovers during that stretch. How big was that?
Yeah, it was, John's long, for a point. John's long and he can get up, and you got to stay attached with D'Angelo Russell. And he's always going to get into you to try to get that separation, get that space, whether to shoot or get a step back or drive to the basket. And John does a good job with those guys. So it hurt us, obviously, when he went to the bench.
Matt, in the first half, you're up by 12. What was going well, and maybe what slipped a little bit in the second half?
Well, we had to make them earn, more things, in my opinion. We put them to the free throw line too much. And you look, 35 free throws, and they don't throw the ball inside. Think about that. They don't play it through the post whatsoever. We play through the post a lot, and they go to the free throw line a lot. So we were just trying to keep them in front and keep them, so they wouldn't get layups, free throws, dunks. And in the first half, I thought we did a good job of it. In the second half, we didn't.
And speaking of the post, AJ, they really limited him in that first game. Kept the ball away from him. This game, he really flourished at times. Were you guys trying to get it back to him there in the late minutes?
Yes,
and how were they?
They did a good job of taking it away, and then we didn't execute. Sam got up on top of our guy, then they denied that pass, and we couldn't get into him. We tried to go high-low with it, and they didn't come out with our guy. And so they did a really good job of just staying home and making somebody else beat them. So you got to give them credit. And then at the end, when Smotherman got that 3, he had to take that shot right there. But that's what they wanted. They stopped all of our options, and that's what they left open. And it'd been great if that could have gone down. But give them credit; they did a good job.
I think at one point in the second half, Russell and Sam had 19 of their 21 points or something. It was during that period when they came back, and you had done a pretty good job up to that point, keeping Russell under control. I think by making him go right, but he scored on a few of those possessions on the right side of the floor during that time. How did you lose him during that period?
Well, he can go either way. The thing that we try to do with him, and it's no secret, is just get him to one side or the other, just so he doesn't yo-yo you, and he has options. And so that's what we've tried to do with a lot of great guys that can break you down and do a lot of different things. Just try to get him to one side and keep him there. We just had to do a better job of staying attached. And when you saw those pull-ups, he made those 3 pull-ups in a row, kind of step backs. You have to be into him. Sometimes he's going to get by you, and that's the big guy's fault for not leveling him off. But when he does those step backs, the big guy's done his job. The guard's got to stay into him, and we just didn't do a good enough job staying into him. And but he's a great player, And when guys are making step back shots that are contested, you gotta shake their hand.
When you guys made the run late in the first half, it was really kind of fueled by the perimeter shooting. That didn't seem to be as much of an option in the second half. Was that just more you guys trying to go into Hammonds? Was it that those shots were?
Well, a little bit of both. They're obviously going to guard them, and they're going to be there with them. And so, there is another team out there, and so we're just trying to get a quality shot, whether we're driving the basketball or running somebody off a screen or trying to get a post up. And they're a good defensive team, especially Sam Thompson and Shannon Scott. Those two are very good, and they have good size, with Amir Williams. So we were just trying to get a quality shot.